Frequently, if you're reactionary, you're meeting it on the level of problem frequency. And so I am going to give you permission that you do not need to respond from a place of problem frequency in an instant by knee-jerk default to everything that comes over your phone. You can wait and know that it will be there for you when you have aligned to solution frequency. That's the mindfulness, part of the pure time presence. That's the call for everything we've talked about today. So this will be there when I get to it, and I'm not going to get to it until I am solution frequency. And so this is a way that I'm accountable for a higher way of being, right? So again, the kind of like real-time examples. This is not esoteric, airy-fairy Christmas tree lights and burning incense. This is the way you live and relate to the world. With respect to the social media one, I've been doing social media for a minute now, and I'll tell you with all certainty that I'd like to be so bold as to say that word never. I never post things that are divided, divisive, in union, in judgment, in reaction, in separateness, in fear. So always, first of all, what I'm posting is always for me. But second of all, so for example, I certainly have preferences with the way that I live, but I don't require that anybody else, embraces or adapts to my preferences. So an example of that would be, this is an easy example to get behind, that's why I say it. So I am a vegetarian, and I am mostly vegan, mostly raw organic vegan, and I also have a strong preference for organic. So there's a way that I like to live, and there's a way that I relate to myself in the form of food and my relationship to food and what it means to me and so on and so forth. But not everyone has the relationship to food that I have. More accurately, not everyone has the relationship with themselves in the form of the food that they eat that I have. And I do not impart my expectation, judgment, or ascriptions of how anyone should be in the form of their relationship with themselves in the context of food on a social media platform. So, for example, when you talk about any and every topic, it's a big conversation. When you talk about any and every topic that can draw a line in the sand, which means divisiveness, I want to tell you that you are ruling out, I'm going to call it a solid half of your beloveds. All of humanity are my beloveds, and they have the right to be exactly as they are with everything they've chosen to learn through, everything they're up against, and who they think they are in their relationship with themselves in the form of politics, in the form of food, in the form of anything and everything that we love to use. Did you hear that? That we love to use to divide ourselves against each other as egoic constructs in separateness, right? So if I rule out half of humanity because they prefer paleo and I've deemed that my way is better and I've judged them for their way, then I'm not practicing what I preach. So true union for me is pretty much always the answer. I know everyone has the right to be, and I know that they're an aspect of the creator in form who's come to learn through their circumstances. Every single person's life is, we talked about as an individual, as their fingerprint. It's a custom curated curriculum. Your life is your custom curated curriculum, and mine is my custom curated curriculum. My life is devised, by the way, by me, for me. And it plays out through me, which is where the work is in elevating your self-perception, because it's your projection, it's your response, it's all the things. Yeah. So that's why you can't fully learn from my life, because mine was curated for me, and I can't fully learn from your life because yours was curated for yours. And I will tell you that what is really common among humanity is that somebody has an experience and they're going to basically guarantee you that if you do what they did, then you will have the same outcome, right? And so really freeing yourself from knowing that, in fact, that's not necessarily the truth. That's their custom curated experience and their vibrational dynamics and interaction. endpoint of attraction, and so on and so on and so on. And that's, again, part of kind of integration and embodiment and the ability to stand in your dominion and stand in your authority. And I'll tell you a simple example that I had, and I'm not trying to open up another big conversation, but I'll tell you that one of my beloveds that I do a lot of private coaching with just said to me, like yesterday, she said this to me: as we get older, we become more careful. And I'm listening to her ascriptions on aging, her relationship with herself in the context of aging. And I love this woman. I have a deep, long, historic relationship with her, but that is a collective agreement of what aging looks like. And she's just projecting her ascription of aging upon me. And I don't necessarily agree that that is what aging looks like. And I have to conform to it and abide by it and all of the things. So it's a big conversation. It's a big, big conversation.